If you've seen orange ribbons on people's trees, they may be there for a special reason. If you want to see hummingbirds in your own yard, adding orange or red ribbons to your trees could be an easy way to lure them in. Drawing these tiny feathered friends to your yard may come with more benefits than you realize. Avid bird watchers will love following hummers as they flit from flower to feeder. Besides that, hummingbirds benefit your garden by carrying pollen from one flower to the next as they drink the sweet nectar. Furthermore, they consume small pests like mosquitoes, gnats, and mites, effectively reducing the amount of insects that can hurt your plants while simultaneously making your yard a more enjoyable environment for you. Hummingbirds are attracted to bright colors like red and orange because red and orange flowers tend to have the most nectar, and they're very good at spotting these colors.
Hummingbirds process visual information differently from other animals.
While humans have 3 types of color-sensitive cones in our eyes, hummingbirds have 4. The 4th cone picks up ultraviolet light, which is thought to allow the tiny birds to see colors we can't and to make the colors we can see brighter. This helps them gravitate toward the brightest flowers to find good food sources. When you place orange or red ribbons on your trees, you're effectively drawing hummingbirds into your space, as they connect the color red or orange with higher levels of nectar. Ensure the ribbons you choose are vibrant so hummingbirds can see them from a distance during their migration. When purchasing ribbons to use to attract hummingbirds to your yard, you'll want them durable enough to withstand the elements. While ribbons sold at craft stores can work, a better option could be orange surveyor's tape, as it's made to be outside. Cut off a section that's about 12 inches long depending on your tree's girth, then simply tie the ribbon around the trunk. You can also attach them to your porch, planters, and even your fence. Just make sure to tie them in areas where hummingbirds have an incentive to visit. For instance, if you place a feeder on a pole, attach ribbons to that pole or tie them around the feeder itself to make the food source more visible. It's also important to know the best times of year to attract hummingbirds. Depending on where you live, these birds may migrate down south for the winter in August or September and then return in February or later in the spring.
Amazingly enough, for a little bird that weighs less than a nickel, they travel, as far as 2,000 miles.
Check a migration map to see when the birds will be in your area for the year. Then ensure that your ribbons are hung before they're set to arrive. At the end of the season, you can remove them until next year. Of course, once you draw them in, you should make the hummer's visit worthwhile and perhaps even extend their stay by offering them a food source. Fill your feeders with sugar water and keep the contents fresh.
It's better if you can buy cane sugar. It's a little bit better for the hummingbirds instead of just the generic beet sugar.
You can also bulk up your flower power by placing bright orange ribbons near flowers. One popular houseplant that attracts hummingbirds is the begonia, so try adding this to your space. And a bird bath will also help supply hummingbirds with necessary water before they go on their way, and encourage them to come back again. To keep hummingbirds safe once they begin to frequent your yard, you need to protect them from predators. One way to do this is by placing feeders at least 5 feet off the ground, as this will help keep the tiny birds safe from family pets like cats. It also helps to place feeders in areas where they aren't immediately near branches where a cat could easily climb, yet close enough to nearby trees and foliage so hummingbirds can quickly fly for cover when they sense a nearby predator like a hawk.